It's Thursday Thoughts Think Like a Chef series tonight. Tuscan chicken with beans, zucchini, and tomatoes. Man, that's good. Come watch. Welcome to Simple and Savored. It is Thursday Thoughts, Learn to Think Like a Chef series. And in this series, it's really all about time efficiency. You know, this whole channel is about saving you time so you have more time for you and the ones you love. So really looking at how do chefs think? How do people that work in kitchens think to make things move smoothly? We're wanting this to be under 30 minutes. So we really have to be efficient with our time. So let's take a quick look at the kind of the mindset of the chef. So looking at the ingredients, chicken's going to take typically the longest. So we're going to start with the chicken and saute that. While that is cooking, we're going to come in, we're going to mince some garlic. We're going to slice and dice zucchini. And then while those things are going on, we're also going to be chopping parsley. And then the old can opener and dump technique, which is a beauty. I'm going to turn the pan on and get that going here onto a medium high. So if you have a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 7. We're wanting to get the pan hot before we put the food in it. And I'm going to do a quick drizzle of olive oil onto the chicken and a little bit of salt. Oh, let's start our timer. My goodness. One way you can tell how hot your pan is when you put oil in like this. See how it kind of runs? And this is one way you can just check on your skills. Is it gonna sear? Nice. And then while that's going, that should take a couple minutes on each side. And what we're looking for is for the pinkness of the flesh or the chicken look to go away and turn white. So while that's going, let's get the garlic going. So about 3 cloves of garlic. And this technique is the smash and chop. And that essentially kind of chops it up halfway already. Do keep your blade down lower in the front. Don't do that because you're going to slice your hand. Or you can just kind of lightly press on it too. I remember when I first started working in the kitchens, I was kind of afraid of knives because they're sharp and they cut you. So it's always good to have a good, nice respect of dangerous items. And one way to chop is if you just hold your finger down here and you're doing a rough chop and just kind of work your way across like this. Put that back in the bowl here. And so while things are working here, that's one thing done. Now let's take a look at the chicken. So see how around the edges, the chicken's starting to turn white. That's getting cooked. So we have another maybe minute or so here, so let's do something else. So I'm going to start prepping the zucchini, because what I'm going to do is, we have time until the chicken needs to turn over. And this is an addition to the recipe. This is recipes out of Robin Takes 5. It's a great cookbook, 500 recipes, 5 ingredients or less, 500 calories or less, 5 nights a week. For 5 o'clock, just like our clock on the wall here. So it's a great recipe that I'm kind of embellishing a little bit. This is Tuscan chicken with beans and tomatoes is her recipe, but we love zucchini. And we love just eating vegetables is a great fiber, great fill up, just a lot of good benefits from it. So we eat a lot of vegetables. So let's see, I did not slice that one, so I'm going to slice these in half. Didn't do that very well. And then slice them into a quarter. The smaller the pieces, the quicker the food cooks. And then another technique is just to bend your fingers underneath and just keep moving that back. So this is essentially guiding the knife here. It never goes up above your fingers. Another technique of control, if you're wanting to bring your knife skills up, is just keep the tip of the knife on the board, and you're just using it like a lever. Just moving it back. Okay, so that's all ready to roll. We have our garlic that's ready. We'll chop the parsley. We'll have some time here. Now let's take a look at the chicken again. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Just that nice brown. So I'm going to cook those a little longer. So since we have a little more time here, I'm going to open up the cans. This is such a simple recipe. I'm going to add a little more olive oil. Drop our garlic in real quick. And our zucchini. You can smell that garlic. I'm going to add the salt. Just a little bit of salt to start with. That'll help the zucchini kind of get rid of some liquid. So we've got some nice brown bits in there. We have the garlic's nice and roasted. I am going to add the tomatoes. And the beans. And now I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. And the reason being is I put all this cold food in the pan. So where are we at on time here? Just about 10 minutes. So that's great. I'm going to do a quick taste. It's getting there. I'm going to add a little more oregano. I know what I like food to taste like. So if you have a preference or have a love of oregano, if you love garlic, use a cookbook as a good base, a good guide to create food that you love. A recipe is just a good guide. They've done the science and really married the flavors together. And then you can kind of come in and, I call it bald guying it up. I make it for me. And my wife and I have a pretty similar palate, so we really like a lot of the same flavors and how things go together. So we figured it out for ourselves. And while that's going, I love the taste of garlic, or not garlic, but parsley. Now as that's getting heated up, I'm just going to add the chicken back in. So one way you can make something faster is if you wanted to chop the chicken. Now let's do this. So here's one way. Some people, it's like, I don't know if it's cooked. Cut it open, see if it's cooked. If it's pink, that pinky inside still, it's not cooked. So this is all cooked. We're just kind of warming it back up. So the additions I made to this were the zucchini, and then we're going to chop a little parsley. I love the flavor of parsley. This is curly parsley. A lot of times we'll use a flat leaf Italian parsley. It's really kind of what your flavor, what you like. So this is the chopping piece. So another is just hold the knife down and move it back and forth. That'll chop it up. And then since we always like a little garnish or a little green or a little color to a plate, I'm going to save part of this and just sprinkle it on the plate. We eat with our eyes, and if you think about that, that makes complete sense. So I'm just going to add that. I'm going to turn the heat off. Don't necessarily need to cook the parsley. Okay, so let's think about pretty. This is one of the things I loved when I worked in the kitchens, was making a plate just beautiful. So we'll see how I'm doing these days. So I'm just going to take the vegetables, the beans, the tomatoes, get that on the plate, and see how this sauce is just, it's not running. It's got a good thickness to it. And then I'm just going to lay the nicely browned chicken. And these are chicken tenders. You can get them frozen. If you pull them out in the morning, put them in the fridge and thaw them, they're ready at nighttime, so really quick. Just going to add a little parsley to it. And if it matters to you that much, just rag it down. Okay, and here's the, I'm going to multi this up. If you have a nice quality balsamic vinegar, oh my goodness, that is another nice way to make this scrumptious. It is time to eat. Let's see, where are we at on time? So 14 and a half minutes of that took 15 and a half minutes. So for a meal like this, 15 and a half minutes. It's skills, it's simple skills, simple recipes, and simple tools equal simple cooking. Now, let's try our simple cooking. I can't wait. That just makes me do the happy dance. I love that. That is so good. Just the freshness of the tomatoes, the zucchini are just cooked perfectly, so there's a good bite to it. That fresh parsley, the beans are just creamy. And let's try a little of the chicken. Get that sauce on there. That's wonderful. 15 minutes. So, if you're new to this channel and are not subscribed, definitely subscribe. I want to see you in the next video. This is simple, easy, healthy cooking in less than 30 minutes, and this took 15. So if you could create something like this, just develop your skills, develop your confidence, your kitchen confidence. You've got to practice. Practice makes perfect. And love to see you again. And if you haven't been on this channel before as well, just check out these videos too for some of our other playlists. And thanks for joining us here. I will see you in the next video.